Hi everyone, thanks for joining me on my channel today. In this video I want to show you how easy it is to build a tool to get the right power, the right voltage, exactly where you need it. Let's build the B.O.M.P. Alright, B.O.M.P stands for Benchtop Off-Grid Mobile Power Supply. That's basically what we want to build. We need our battery. I use this 18 volt battery, but it really doesn't matter what kind of battery you use. But be aware that everything you use here, the voltage you get out of this tool will be lower than this one you use. I use 18 volts, so everything below 18 is possible for my device. But if you have a 20 or 30 volt battery, use this, it's also fine. What else we need? We should have a multimeter. We need some old cables. This is what I use, old computer cables. They are fine, cost nothing. Some plugs, female and male, to connect battery and the device itself. They should cope with the power of your battery. So if you use 20 volts, they should go with 20 volts and 5 amps and so on. So this is, take a bigger one, it's better because you do not have to care. And the heart of the whole thing is this one, this little guy. This is actually a step-down converter with a display, and I explain how this works, and it is incredible easy to modify this one to our needs. And you need a soldering iron and 2 adjustable resistors. I come to that point by point, no problem, we will do that. Alright, so what we want to do, to help me visualize that, I take this little board. We have our power source. From this power source we are grabbing our positive and our negative. So here's 18 volts. This is going in to our little circuit board, our step-down converter. And with this little adjustable resistor, we can adjust this 18 volts to whatever we want to have voltage wise. We modify this one, and then we bring everything in a nice housing. This is a 18 volt Ryobi 1 Plus series battery. I removed the screws, and if you remove the shell, you will find the whole electronics in here, and down here are the cells. But all we need actually are these connectors here. You have the markings for positive and negative connector. So, and they're wired in the right color. So positive is red, negative is black. So you just have to attach your cables here, and then you have 18 volts at least. So how to get that out of this shell? There are 2 possibilities. One is we just wire it, put a connector on, and file a groove in here, let it run out here, and then you have a little cable attached. That's possibility 1, but as I want to use this still for all the cordless devices I have, I want to wire up the whole thing and bring a little plug in that position up in front here. Here's a little bit space in, and so I need some wires running down here into that connector. 18.4 volts. So yeah, works pretty nice. So connection is good. Let's assemble everything again. Okay, a quick word to our power source. We modified it now, and I want to use this, but I just want to tell you that there are other possibilities away from the 3D printer. A while ago I was lucky, I found a damaged cordless drill that used the same kind of batteries as my Ryobi does. So I cut the handle from that cordless drill and open the handle, and there are these main connectors for the battery, and I saw that two wires on it and took this little connectors for, you know, this 4mm kind of wires. So it is very easy to grab power from this batteries with that kind of device. So if you are lucky and you have one, you can use or modify this as well and utilize this damaged old part just to grab the power of from your batteries as you need it. It's also possible, either way will do, no 3D printer involved, just a bit of elbow grease and then you have either this or that. And now we're modifying this guy. So as you can see, you have this screw connectors here. That's okay, you can use that, but I have the same board without these connectors, and I use that because I want to solder the wires in to make it permanent. And we have to remove this one, that is our adjustable resistor. For this I unsolder these 3 connectors, and we just attach 2 wires to the outer both. So the middle one we do not need. But the left and the right one, attach a cable to it. It's very easy, doesn't matter what color. So modification is done so far. I removed this little resistor and I attached 2 cables to it. It's on the bottom side, you can see that. Here are the both cables, and I attached to the input voltage, I attached 2 cables, and to the output. So this is the modification I have already done. And to this both connectors from the resistor, I hooked already up my 2 adjustable resistors. As you can, maybe you can read it, it's a 1 and a 10k ohm. So these are the resistors we have, and I connected them together in series and attached it to my circuit board. So our modification is done so far. Yeah, one thing in addition. So we have the connector to the battery, and we have our connector to the voltage we want to have. So out and in. We have to add 2 switches. I recommend doing it with 2 switches. First, you do not have to unplug it every time you don't want to use it, and so that you can switch on the device. And the output voltage, I would also recommend building a switch in, because if you connect this to the device you want to power and you need 5 volts and you switch on your source, you do not know on what state this is. So maybe you give the device you want to power too much energy and then you will destroy it. So that is the reason, 1 switch to switch on the device and 1 to switch on the outlet. So this would be my recommendation. Now I connected this with our little plug for our battery. Then we connected the output voltage to the multimeter to see if this actually works in the way as it should. And let's produce 5 volts. As you can see here, you can't see it very good because it is flickering a little bit, but that's just on camera. And as you can see here, it's 19.8 and here it's 19.8. So that works pretty good. And now I take my 10 K resistor and I adjust that downwards. So here we have 5.9, 5.05. Here it's 4.7. And now I can fine tune with my 1K exactly to 5 volts. So there's a little deviation between the multimeter and this little display. If I really need not approximately 5 volts, I would hook up this one to check if this is right, but it is roughly what you need, and for my purposes it's absolutely fine. 0.3 volts, 0.2 volts deviation between this display and this one, that's pretty okay. So this works, everything works fine, and now we can just bring that into a housing. You can take a big box, you can build one, whatever you like doing. I want to stay in the same way as I did with my power bank. So what I want to utilize is this tube, build the circuit board on top here so that it is accessible. That's all right for me, but you can clearly house that in. And I will do all my connectors to one end, and to the other I will do the connection to the battery. So that it looks a little bit like a movie prop at the end. This is how my version will look like, but you can clearly do that or bring all the circuit and all the battery in one little bit bigger box. That's also possible. So that's up to you now, the design. I show you how mine looks like at the end, and yeah, I will do that quickly. Alright, here we have it. Our benchtop off-grid mobile power supply. Wait a minute, I can switch it on, because I used my modified battery. So this is the whole size. This is my adjustable power supply for everything that is below 12 volts. If I need a bigger one, I can just adapt or put this adapter in and hook up a bigger battery. So yeah, for now this thing lives on this little holder, and it will be integrated in a later project into my off-grid mobile soldering station. So that's the reason I gave it this unusual appearance. But anyhow, if you put it in a other box and let it travel with a battery, I think that it will serve you 85-90% of the purposes you need power supply. Yeah, awesome, easy tool. Yeah, if you have any questions, post a comment below, let me know. And if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to not miss all the upcoming videos. Talking about upcoming videos, I hope I see you next time around. Happy crafting!